Hey guys, my name is Kavi. I've been living in China for 6 years, and it is a beautiful day in Chengdu today. And so, the topic of today's video, as you can see in the title, is Chinese people are Plutonic. Okay, what does that mean exactly? Plutonic referring to, of the friendly nature, but also in a way that's very non sexual. Okay, there's no way that I could describe this before. There's no way that I could put this. But it was just a reoccurring thought in my mind all the time living in China. But to be honest with you, the word sexy does not really exist in the Chinese vocabulary. Okay. What does that mean? It means that, you know, China, living in China seems so very desexualized, desexualizing. I can kind of say that from living in America. Okay. So, something that I've seen, that I've experienced living in China and living in America is that America and Western countries are much more sexualized. Okay. Especially now. I don't know what it is. Like, I really can't put my finger on it as to why Chinese people don't start like acting in a different way when they see somebody sexy on the street. Like, I don't know if they like are able to share their horniness, but it's really like they don't even want to acknowledge it sometimes. And that's honestly what I feel. Getting into the context of why I think this is the case and why it happens, it really comes from, Chinese people never being introduced casually or formally to what sex is, and even like how to get into relationships until they are reached university. Okay, until they reach college age, which is 18, 19. I would say for a majority of Chinese people, they are not exposed to the sexuality that goes on within their household. They've probably never seen their parents be sexual, maybe never even seen them kiss. Okay. And so it's never mentioned in schools. When children are in high school or younger, they are told that getting into relationships, having any kind of romantic relationship, is not a good thing. Okay. And it usually stops very early. Okay. There's a guy who probably went swimming in the river right here. And so it really does not become a question for them until they reach university age, which is kind of crazy when you think about that. Think about never being able to act on your romantic feelings until you're out of high school. I would say in America, most people are introduced to the concept, the idea of sex, relationships, love within middle school to high school. And so when most Chinese people are emotionally stunted like that, I think their views on sex, relationship, how to even attract the opposite sex, it's stunted. So when I say Chinese people are extremely plutonic, to me, it really seems like they don't understand what sex is. And that's a pretty bold statement. But when they see a sexy girl, when they see something, they're always their immediate reaction is to like look at it, stare at it. So there's a thing in Chinese which is called kan menu, which Chinese people will regularly say, "Oh, 我要 kan menu," which means I want to just look at beautiful girls. Okay, just look at them. Don't talk to them. Don't try to approach them. You know, just feel, the feelings inside of looking at a very beautiful girl is good enough. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that you just want to look at these beautiful girls and then not do anything. I mean, this is huge when it comes to using their phones, using social media. You'll have dudes on TikTok, on Douyin every day just scrolling through beautiful girls dancing on TikTok, and they have never talked to one. They have never tried to approach them. And so the other thing with these sexy and beautiful girls that men will try to do is just throw money at them. And that is always the answer in China. Just throw money at it. Okay. Where a lot of things can be bought, love can be bought if you have enough money, if the price is right. Like, even if you meet somebody of the opposite sex that you find attractive, it will almost always like come off as a friendship, like very friendship related exchanges. And until you are the one who kind of initiates that, or like thinks they are attractive and tells them, they will engage you very platonically, like sex doesn't even exist. And it kind of makes me think about, like, this is kind of what sexual equality kind of feels like, I think. Because it's not like a guy is like drooling over a girl, you know, to her face. Like I said, like a beautiful girl, like the most beautiful girl with makeup and the clothes and everything, 10 out of 10, can be on the subway and nobody will acknowledge her. Nobody will try to talk to her. Nobody will look at her. And she could just go out on her daily business, you know? And that's kind of saying something. I guess you have to know a thing or two about social dynamics in China, about trying to approach people, which people usually don't. They try to stay out of other people's lives, stay out of other people's ways. A stranger will only approach you in China if they're trying to get something from you. And people are pretty aware of that. And so when I think about it in hindsight, when I say Chinese people are extremely plutonic, they really are. They will try to be your friend. They will try to do everything except acknowledge the sexual tension that exists. Unless, of course, that's what they're after. If that's what their goal is in terms of dating apps or whatnot, then they will be extremely direct about it, which is so funny, right? It's like there's no attraction phase in that case. I know from stories from friends who have told me. One of my friends who was on the dating apps said this Chinese girl just straight up asked him to take her virginity. And so it's very odd. It's strange, you know, and that's about it. So if you kind of like the information I'm giving you, my honest opinions about living in modern China, then of course subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and leave a comment. What do you think about Chinese sexuality? Is it something that you think is real? And of course, I'll see you in the next video.